Hi, I'm Ann.
And I'm Wade.
And this is Wade and Ann with How We Van. Today we are starting out on our 6,000 mile road trip, 26 days.
Hey everybody. We just finished putting together the footage for this epic road trip and determined it's got to go into two parts. So be sure and check out part 2 after this video to see how our road trip ends.
And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks. And we are going from California to Tampa to Omaha and back again. And it should be fun.
It's going to be almost 4 weeks of driving and staying at Harvest Hosts, seeing some family, seeing the Tampa RV show, and spending time together in our 19-foot camper van.
We have a Grech Turismo Ion, and it is, as Wade just said, 19 feet. So it's small, it's compact. Luckily, it is one of those that you could take and park anywhere, do anything with, which we're pretty excited about.
It's got a big battery, so we don't have to worry about hookups at night for power, at least. Also, it's 4x4, so we are driving here in the middle of January, and there might be some snowy conditions in some of the areas that we go to. So having the 4x4 and the all-terrain tires, I think, makes us feel a little more comfortable about this trip.
I will say that before we started on our little journey, I really wasn't very impressed with our upgraded suspension. So we upgraded the suspension. It was one of the first things that we did when we got the rig, because based on our previous experience with our other 19-foot van. And we thought, okay, let's do that. I haven't been very impressed with it. But we were on the road for maybe 30 minutes, and the wind was, the gusts, unbelievable. We were swaying. I mean, it was crazy. We pulled over, and Wade adjusted it to the tightest it can be, so we were stiff. And it's, I may be a convert now. I don't know. I may be a convert.
It's night and day difference. It does give you a lot more control, a lot more stability in the high windy conditions when you're on the highway. That's my favorite feature of the suspension. It doesn't do a whole lot for the quality of the ride, in my opinion. And that could be our all-terrain tires as well. But when you're driving on the highway and it's windy and you don't like that sway, switching the suspension to the number 3 really helps.
It really tightens it. It's night and day difference between when we started out and now, and it is still very gusty out there.
We'll give you a breakdown as we go, what our tank levels are and our battery levels, so you can see how long it lasts.
And we'll also discuss, where we're staying and, if we like it or don't like it, things like that. We can chime in there. Hopefully we're going to like when we're staying with family.
We'll see.
Keep watching to see how we survive 26 days in our 19-foot camper van. Subscribe, share it with a friend, give us a like. Everything that you do helps us out, really supports us, and keeps us going. Oh, okay, that's a good one. It's day 4. We're on the road. We're in Texas. I don't know where in Texas, but it's a big state. We're headed to San Antonio. So far we've finished up 3 days. Our first night we stayed in LA at Wade's parents' house. Then the next day we were in Phoenix, Arizona, and we stayed with some family friends. Again, not in the van. And last night we stayed in where were we?
We had a harvest host in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
And it was very nice. We stayed in the van last night. So we've had about 3 days of full traveling, 1 night in the van, and our battery has done great.
The battery's around 100% because it charges all the time.
So we have 0 issue with the battery. What, do you remember the tank levels?
Yeah, the fresh water is at 44%. So it's a little low after a night. We've also had 2 days of traveling and using the bathroom, washing our hands. And
well, it was 3 full days of traveling.
yes.
And then that night. So, and the black tank I think was also at 44%.
Right.
So we're going to try one more this day of traveling and tonight. And then tomorrow we'll go and we'll fill up and everything.
We'll dump and fill up.
And dump and fill up. So otherwise, it's we're doing well. We survived last night. Last night got down into it was low 30s. So it was cold out there.
We ran the tank heaters.
We had the tank heaters running. We had our heater on. We were comfy cozy inside.
Yeah.
So all that was great. So we're staying at another Harvest Host tonight. It
brewery.
is a brewery.
Yes.
And then tomorrow we are headed to San Antonio. There is a great barbecue restaurant that we absolutely adore, and that's called Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. So we are headed there tomorrow for lunch. So we'll get some good shots of that tomorrow. This is, what did I say? Day 4. So we have 22 days left.
Yes.
And so far, so good. There it is.
I'm just not gonna talk. I won't say.
Kids, you must do the TikToks.
Day 5. And take 3. Day 5. We spent the night in Comfort, Texas at a
Brewery just outside San Antonio. Lots of different kind of beer.
It was very nice. It was lovely. It was very quiet. It was off the beaten path. They had some live music.
There was no food though. That was my only gripe, but we cooked, so it worked out just fine.
We were able to make some dinner here, so that was fine. But the owners were very nice, very accommodating, very sweet,
super friendly,
very friendly,
good conversation,
and really good beer.
Yeah,
and really good beer. So that was a great stop. Okay, so that was the end of night 4, and today
that was our second night at a Harvest Host after 2 nights staying with family. So it's 4 nights on the road technically.
our tank levels are getting to the point where actually it's just really the fresh water was starting to really start to make us nervous.
Fresh water was getting a little low. Black tank is getting a little full. We stay at an RV park tomorrow night. So we're headed to Houston now to stay at a winery where, again, we won't be able to dump. We did try to dump a couple times today.
We did. Oh, we were 2 fails. So today we went to a Flying J, and that was closed indefinitely. The whole Flying J itself was closed, so we picked poorly. And then we also picked an RV park, and it's closed on Sundays for dumping.
We did manage to fill up our freshwater tank at a family friend's house in San Antonio. So freshwater we're fine. Gray water tank is
That's fine.
like 30%.
Yeah.
So we can wash our hands all we want. It's just
Wash
the black
the
tank.
dishes.
The black tank is getting a little full.
All right, Houston, here we come. Okay, we're here at Flying J. We're gonna do our first public dump. That sounded worse than it should have. Okay, you pay $10 here to dump and fill. And now Wade is dumping.
Again?
There you go. It's working. Our tanks were about 75%. It was in the red zone. So we decided to dump before heading off to our harvest host. So we've gone 5 days of traveling. Only 2 nights inside the rig, but 5 full days of traveling where we've used the restroom. So that is taken us 5 full days to fill it up. So Wade dumped the black tank, then he dumped the gray tank, then he rinsed out the hose, and now he's putting it back, throwing with a glove. The dirty job is now over.
There we go. I just got to add a little water and just add some sanitizer.
What do you use to sanitize?
This is a TST single. Put most of it into the black tank, some into the gray tank with a little water, then it's good to go.
Now he's putting it in the sink. He's
There we
running
go.
it down. And then I will follow up by wiping it down with a disinfecting wipe.
That's it.
Done.
A Harvest Host winery in Houston. It's very nice.
It was. Again, we kind of rolled in late that evening, so they didn't have food service. So we made dinner in the rig. But we did get to taste some wines, and I bought several bottles.
Yes.
So that was good.
All for gifts.
Sure, all for gifts. And but no, that was nice. Gotta go faster.
Galveston. Yeah, good. And eating a place called The Spot, out on the beach. Crazy weather.
We are in Galveston, Texas, or Galveston Island in Texas, and we are getting ready to ride the ferry.
Kind of unplanned, but the road took us here, so we're gonna give it a try.
They said we can do it. I checked the limits. You can't be taller than 13.5 feet, can't be wider than 8.5, and sounds like you can't have propane. What's the length? I think the length they said you can't be longer than 48 or 50 or something when I read it. So it's kind of cool. You're gonna go.
That's not correct.
You're gonna try to. Grandma's gonna get it done for you.
How we eat in the van.
Hi, day 7. We have survived almost a week, and we're on our way to Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, we stayed last night. We stayed at an RV park in Livingston, Louisiana. But we filled the tanks with water. We dumped our tanks, We got our batteries all charged, but they charge anyway, plugged in regardless because we wanted to have the air conditioner. So today we're headed to Chattahoochee, Florida. We passed from Louisiana into Mississippi to Alabama, and now we are in Florida, going to a campsite again tonight, where we will also have hookups.
Yes, and that'll be great. Again, I take another nice long shower.
Right.
So looking forward to that. Sorry. Should we just do this again?
No, just keep going with the station.
Have fun editing this one.
This is going to be a nightmare.
Some things that we've learned the last couple of nights. Our air conditioner, because last night was warm. The rig gets hot if it doesn't have any air circulation, and it was raining last night, so we couldn't turn on the fan.
Hot and humid. Right?
It was hot and humid. Hot, again, a relative term. But so I wanted to run the air conditioner really for the first time, I think, since we've had our rig, and it was loud. It was very loud, and yeah. So that's
I too hard to sleep. We couldn't sleep with it going. So
that was interesting. So what else did I learn? I learned that love hookups, love the city water. That's fun. And we are learning about miles per gallon.
Right.
We are learning that if we slow our speed down and we draft off trucks or something big in front of us,
you can save substantial money by driving slower.
Who knew?
So we're giving that a
Who
try.
knew, Leadfoot?
For us, it fluctuates from 11 and a half miles per gallon up to 15 miles per gallon if we drive conservatively. So we're giving that a try. You do have to drive a little slower, 60, 65, 70, and you can save some miles per gallon. Drive 80, 85, and it's no good.
All right, so now we are on to Chattahoochee, Florida, and spending the night at a campsite.
Yep.
So that'll be fun. Get the hookups again. Yay. We'll make sure we top everything off. But so far, so good. Really liking this.
Yeah. We are at the Tampa 2023 RV show.
The Florida RV Super Show in Tampa is one of the largest RV shows in the country, and we decided it would be the perfect place to check out all the vans coming to market this year. Ann and I did quick tours of about 40 new camper vans from Grech, Thor, Pleasureway, Road Trek, Winnebago, and more. And you can see all of these short videos on our YouTube channel.
Oh, I did see some manatees today. I've never seen a manatee in my life. And today we went to a manatee viewing area.
It was really cool.
In Apollo Beach, Florida, and it was awesome. It really was. I thought maybe I'd see one. I thought it'd be like whale watching, where it's hit and miss. It was not a hit and miss. There were 30 of them just there. There were probably more that you couldn't see because they were under the water. And then we also saw a pup. Is it called a pup? The dolphin?
Baby dolphin.
A baby dolphin? I don't know if you call it a pup. You call it something. So we saw that baby dolphin. That was fun. It was playing around. And it was all in all very, very cool. If you get a chance and you're in Apollo Beach, I do recommend it. It's free. Go a little bit earlier in the day. Parking can be hard, but it wasn't, just because of the crowdedness. Obviously, if you're in a 19-foot van like we are, parking is easy.
They had spaces designated for larger vehicles.
It is day, I don't know, I think we're on day 10 and of our trip, but I thought we would go back in time and talk a little bit about some of the things that have been happening and how we got to this point. On day 8, we headed into Tampa, straight into the Florida RV Super Show.
Made a lot of videos, met some other Grech owners, which was tons of fun, and learned a lot.
We did. We had a good time. We had a Grech meetup, and that was really a lot of fun. And we've learned a lot. We just learned a lot about different vans as well. And we did do a lot of videos on all of the other vans that we saw. The Florida RV show was a lot of fun, and I would do it again. It was a good experience. One of the things I thought we should talk about was during the couple of nights that we were there, we did dry camping. We spent a night with 2 harvest hosts. One was a farm, and another one was a distillery. Both were fine. We kind of rolled in kind of late at night, which is fine. It was dry camping. We really rolled in and did some work and then went to bed. There wasn't a lot going on. There wasn't a lot to do. So, but those were good. Those were 2 nights and 2 nights of dry camping, and our tank levels held just fine. The battery held just fine.
Used the battery to run the AC a couple of it.
We did. We did. We ran last night. It was hot and humid here in Florida. Go figure. And we ran. I was getting really hot. We tried the fan, and I wanted air. I needed some of that humidity taken out, and so we did. We ran the air. I think I tried to keep it at about 75, 74, 75. So the air was going on and off, and it cools off very quickly, but it also warms up kind of quickly.
Yeah.
But the unit itself is loud. It's sleeping underneath a jet engine.
Yeah.
But other than that, they were good. They were good, and now we are headed to do camping
at a campsite in Alachua, Florida, I think is how you say it. We've had about 2 days of dry camping prior to this, and we've determined that for us that's about the max we'd really want to do before going to a campsite where we can get fresh water, dump our tanks, and reset everything.
So we've been fine with batteries. We don't have to plug in. We drive enough to charge everything back up, and the other 2 tanks are just fine. The black tank and the gray tank don't bother me. It's the fresh tank. So this morning we dumped our extra 2 gallons into the fresh tank so we could have a little bit extra. And now that we're about an hour out, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm gonna get that fresh water, and I'm gonna take a shower.
Will be nice.
And I can wash dishes and everything else, and not feel like I am down to my last drop.
Right.
So we will show you also that. We'll show you some cooking. Probably won't show you the shower, but we'll show you the cooking and Wade working in here and how we manage it in our 19-foot van.
Sounds good.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
All right. Day 10. Here we are. We're still talking to each other.
That concludes part 1 of our epic road trip video. Be sure to check out part 2 to see how our trip ends.
Thanks.